So let's hear what Crypto Kirby was saying on October the 22nd. So we're talking about 3 days ago. What is he saying?
Hard look at it.
Oh, I'm looking at it.
Right now, we are potentially on the
Potentially.
brink of yet another buy the rumor,
Sell the news.
type of sell-off here inside the cryptocurrency space.
Oh, right. So buy the rumor, sell the news. That is something that definitely happens. Something definitely that happened with Cardano. That one had a bit of a buy the rumor, sell the news situation. So he's saying because of the Bitcoin futures ETF that was launched by ProShares, that should have dropped the price. However, what happened was that came out and the price went up. It wasn't the price went up, then it dropped. The ProShares ETF came out and the price went up. And also this week coming, there's the VanEck ETF, which is coming out as well. So if it is still by the rumor, it's still going up, and it's by the news as well. So far, anyway, it seems like. But let's just see what he's saying. So at that price, at the time of filming, it was at 62,000. We'll say there.
Will Bitcoin potentially suffer a catastrophic decline?
Catastrophic. It's not a dip. It's not a drop. It's a catastrophic decline. Again, listen to the words he uses to cover his own back here by saying potentially. That's just throwing the word potentially in there doesn't excuse the fact that you're really pushing this idea of a catastrophic drop. Okay, and he's highlighting a 69, an 87, a 71, and a 54% drops from the past. But let's hear what he has to say.
Like it has so many times in the past. Let's dive in.
Oh, is he going to say, let's get this crypto, or is he going to say, let's get this analyzed or something?
And analyze.
Oh, analyze.
What's going on?
Oh, and you've got to do the click of the fingers to show how on the point you are.
Ladies and gentlemen, Crypto Kirby here, your cryptocurrency expert.
He is an expert. He is a cryptocurrency expert. I am yet to see this expertness, but let's hear what he's got to say.
Another edition.
And then he goes on about himself.
And although the momentum is
so let's see. I think he starts talking.
I just want to address the elephant in the room.
Okay, elephants in the room. Elephants in the room is that in the past, there's been some futures that have launched, some IPOs that have launched, and the price has had a dip.
Folks, obviously you can see here, I have listed the areas that we have seen some prior buy the rumor, sell the news events for the Bitcoin.
Now, let's not forget, there has been many things, many bits of news throughout all of this time going on here. So let's also say after the Coinbase IPO, there was also the China FUD. So China getting rid of all their miners and all that stuff. So let's not say it was because of the Coinbase IPO that caused the drop. It just happened to be at the same time that there was a huge amount of FUD from China.
Price. Back here at the end of 2017, it was the CME futures.
Let's go on a little bit.
Just several days ago at this point, we had the first Bitcoin futures ETF launch.
Yes, we did. 7 days ago at this point, and the price went up from there.
Now, one could say we are already experiencing a pullback from this event. Others.
Now, the question is, what is a pullback? Considering the volatility of Bitcoin being such a young asset, the volatility is huge. It can change by 5, 6, 7% in a day.
We'll say, you don't know anything, Kirby.
Huge, an actual swing, an actual change in momentum is if you're talking over, I would say over 10% in a day. 10 or 15, and then we've definitely got direction going on. But 5, 6, 7%, that's just normal. Oh, what's he going to say?
The healthy pullback before a rip to a new high.
I like how he uses derogatory terms to people who think that it's going to go up.
For me, what's happening right now is very reminiscent of these two prior events, and that is that we have a ton of hype and euphoria leading into the event, and then you have...
The question is, the hype and euphoria, yeah, I would say... At the moment, there's hype and euphoria within the crypto space, but not from retail at the moment. The other research has kind of shown that retail hasn't really kicked in at the moment. Granted, institutions do take up about 70% of the investment portfolio, but a lot of those institutions get their funding from retail investors. So they will be your average investor going to their stockbroker and saying, can you buy me some futures in this? So you really need retail, the average Joe out there, to get very interested in this. And at the moment, they haven't really paid that much attention. The Google trend lines that show you is that it's not quite high. During back in 2017, 2018 moment, that was huge. The amount of public interest in what was this thing called Bitcoin was through the roof, and then people started doing a lot of leverage trading on it, which caused a lot of long squeezes going on, and that's what caused a massive drop over there. However, just now there still seems to be a lot of headroom for it to still increase, but let's not diss crypto Kirby. He's definitely saying it's going down the way.
Have a ton of buy liquidity coming in right around the event, because all of the little retail Joes, the little Jimmies with their $600 stimmies, they all come in around that point.
He actually adds on children's voices onto that, children cheering. So what is he trying to get at here? So people that have got little Jimmies with their $600 stimmies. So again, I think that's a very derogatory term to anybody in America who gets was it the stimulation check that they got from the government to help the economy grow. Unfortunately, the people in the past that did that made a fortune. People that got the first stimulus checks, I think it was about $1,500. If they invested it in Bitcoin at the time, it was a way back down here. They've like tripled or quadrupled their amount of money that they had. Instead of just paying off their rent for 1 month, they could have been making, you know, half a year's worth of rent if they just held on to it. So little Jimmies with their stimmies, let's not diss everybody that is investing their stimulus checks.
Buy orders in the order book, creating liquidity for larger bag holders to then dump into to get out at a better price. So right now, I think it's very possible that we're seeing this reflected inside the chart here once again.
So again, he's using his words carefully. Very possible. So if he's wrong, he just said, oh, it was possible. I didn't say it definitely was.
That the hype,
let's remember, he's an expert,
took us up to a new all-time high. Liquidity has come in from the retailers again.
Don't think so.
And right now we are beginning to see somewhat of a sell-off from...
So that was a big line he drew there. That was he did a little scribble there, but that went down to at least about $45,000.
Larger bag holders that are looking to take advantage of that liquidity.
Come on, where's it going to go?
Let's get
Kirby.
this crypto.
Let's get
back to the real-time.
Let's click our fingers.
Chart. And by the way, if you are enjoying thus far, make sure you hit that thumb and select all spots, right?
So
where we saw our springboard.
He's really going on about this around about $52,000 area. So again, at the time of this video, he's at, the value is currently $60,000. So yeah, that was on the 22nd. Just now is the 25th. Where is it now? $62,000. So when he was doing this video and he was predicting it to drop, it was at $60,000, right? So it was like 60,000. Can we see any other information on this? That was at that time. So that must have been, he must have been doing this video. Oh dear. Did he do his video at this time period? Let's just double check that one. 60,420 is when he's doing his video. 60,000. Oh, that's a bit unfortunate. So over the weekend, not a huge amount of trading up or down going on with Bitcoin. Kind of went up, went down, and today it's going back up. So if you had read his title, what was it, his title there at the time? They're about to dump. Yeah, if they're about to dump and your video is happening at $60,000, if people took your advice then, which was there, and thought, do you know what, I'm going to sell. If you take out the idea of your tax implications and the trading fees, you may have had a tiny potential to get it from, let's see, where was it from there? It went down by almost 1% at one point over the weekend. If you managed to if you managed to time that absolutely perfectly, yeah. If you didn't listen to him and you just didn't listen to him, you would be back up 4%. Or if you had bought at the time when Crypto Kirby was advising that it was going to dump, if you'd bought at the time when he said it was going to dump, you've now made 4% instead of losing 1%. Interesting. Yeah, Crypto Kirby expert, the Crypto Kirby expert, who was telling us they're about to dump again, really looking around the $52,000. At the time, it was at $60,000. 3 days later, it's at 62. Once again, not the best advice, Crypto Kirby. Well done, well done.